Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we have a whole new setup for offbeat videos going forward. You guys are gonna see my full face reaction to a lot of NBA topics. So if I want to go on a rant, it's gonna be here on offbeat. But you guys saw the title, John Wall. The John Wall situation where John Wall wants to play, but the Houston Rockets don't want to play him. Yeah, that situation. But before I get into the video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and of course, I think that's it. There's no of course, that's it, right? Never mind. Let's get right into it. So look, John Wall has come to the Houston Rockets organization and has said he wants to play in this new season for the Houston Rockets. Now, this goes against the reports that happened in the offseason where John Wall and his camp and the Houston Rockets organization both came to an agreement that John Wall wouldn't play for the Houston Rockets this season. He'd be on the team, he'd be on the bench, but the Rockets would be proactively looking for a trade partner to send John Wall to that team. Now, in this season right now, no one's budgeting right now, man. John Wall's making $41 million. That's what makes it so tough for him to get traded, because $41 million is a lot of money to trade for. You saw what Westbrook went for in the offseason. Damn near 3 players. And in the middle of the season, I'm not sure who's ready to trade for John Wall. And that's what's tough for a team in the Rockets where they're trying to rebuild. At the end of the day, they have a lot of young guys on their team. They drafted 4 rookies this season. Jalen Green, Alperen, Sengun, Josh Christopher, Usman Garuba. The team is young, and they want to see what the young players can do, and playing John Wall doesn't allow the Rockets to proactively see what the young talent can do going forward in the season. And with a team on a 3-game winning streak, as of right now, KPJ has looked pretty well in his last 3 games. Christian Wood is now looking like the player that I thought he could be going into the season. They're in a little stride now where they might be finding a rhythm, and John Wall being inserted into the lineup, reports are that he wants to be a starter. It's just not going to fit with this team. The team wants to rebuild and see what the young guys can do. John Wall doesn't fit that mold, and at the end of the day, John Wall is not their future. John Wall is just on the team. Now, the question is, what can John Wall do? Let's actually stop right there. John Wall isn't a scrub. I know a lot of people think John Wall, even though he hasn't been the same player since his All-Star days back in 2016, 2017. John Wall last year wasn't as bad as many people thought. I mean, last year he averaged 20 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He was all right. He was all right. He was a good player. And I think that the main problem for John Wall is the fact that his contract of $41 million is what makes it so tough for a trade partner to go after. Like I said in my last video, if John Wall was 7 feet tall, he'd be playing for the Rockets. It's just that simple. But at the end of the day, you have to look at what the Rockets have on their team right now. Jalen Green, the 2nd overall pick, is a guard. Kevin Porter Jr., who the team is playing at point guard, wants to see what he can do. And like I said before, last game he had a triple-double. I know the NBA called it back because of some stupid tip, but like, forget them. It's a triple-double. I don't care. But those are 2 young guys that those minutes have to go to because you want to see what they can do. And at the end of the day, John Wall playing, he might look good on the court. That's taking away from minutes from a guy on the team that might need him. I mean, the Rockets have shooters in Garrison Matthews and Armani Brooks. Those are young guys that are looking pretty well with those minutes that have been given to them as of late. So, like I said before, John Wall averaged 20 points per game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds a game last year. Efficiency-wise, he wasn't as great, but John Wall still has a lot left in the tank, and I think a lot of people don't really realize that. At the end of the day, the $41 million is the biggest reason why he's not being traded yet. Because I'll tell you this, if tomorrow starts and the Rockets say they want to buy him out, every single team is going to be in John Wall's agent's ear asking him to see what he wants to do and come to their team. It's just that simple. John Wall's not like Blake Griffin like last year. He's not like LaMarcus Aldridge last year. He's not a guy where he's going to be coming off your bench by force. John Wall could start. And I think a lot of people don't really believe that. Maybe I'm too high on John Wall, but I'm not going to lie to you. I think that John Wall isn't as bad as many people think he is. Last year, he didn't look as bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. He didn't look as bad as many people thought. I feel like the problem now is that if you try to buy him out, John Wall was traded. Let's also remember, John Wall was traded here to appease James Harden. And at the end of the day, it was going to be James Harden, John Wall, Christian Wood, and DeMarcus Cousins. And that looked like a very, very formidable team. That team looked really, really good at the beginning of the season last year. But James Harden was traded. DeMarcus Cousins was let go. Christian Wood got injured. And John Wall was on this team. And I think one thing people say too is that John Wall would help the Rockets win games. Fam, John Wall was present when we lost 20 straight games last year. Like, it's not making sense. Now, I'm not saying that's on John Wall. It's an indictment on John Wall. Look, the team wasn't good last year, but that makes no sense when even last year when you had John Wall, you still lost 20 games. At the end of the day, the Rockets are seeing success because one, Silas has now created more spacing for the guards to actually eat. He's not playing two big lineups where it has Tice and Christian Wood both in the lineup. They're playing one big at one time and another shooter at one time. It has made the Rockets' spacing and offense look a lot better, and now you're seeing Kevin Porter Jr. play a lot better. Christian Wood has had career highs in assists, rebounds, and points, and when Jalen Green comes back, he's going to look even better. But the entire team is flourishing right now, and I don't blame John Wall for asking to play. This is his job. It's his job to play basketball. How am I going to sit here and get mad for a guy wanting to do his job? Like, come on now. He's getting paid $41 million, and he has something to prove. There's a lot of guys in the league right now who are getting those minutes, and I feel like John Wall knows that he's better than those guys. Why not get that moment and get that opportunity to go play? It's tough. Like I said before, there's no team right now that's going to take on $41 million worth of that money onto their cap space. I've seen reports of Kemba Walker getting traded, and the Knicks want to trade Kemba Walker to the Rockets to get John Wall. The money's not going to match. Kemba Walker's making $9 million a year. John Wall's making $41 million. Y'all do the math. Like, come on now. It's just not going to work. I think one big thing is John Wall being a mentor for the young guys in the Rockets right now. I think a lot of the time I've seen Jalen Green go up to John Wall right after a play, and he's over here directing him what he should do. KPJ was with the team last year. John Wall is, I respect the fact that even though things are not going his way, he's not being a cancer to the team. John Wall's being a professional about it. And I think that the Rockets need to make their due diligence and actually do right by John Wall, because I feel like the Rockets are going to find a trade partner. If they don't find it this season, hopefully the Rockets can find a trade partner, because like I said before, $41 million is not easy to trade. Maybe some team might need a player like John Wall going forward to make a run for a championship. The Nuggets, the Knicks, there's a possibility of things that could happen. I mean, it's too early in the season to say that it won't happen, but it's going to be very, very tough for the Rockets, because you got to think about it this way for the Rockets. The Rockets aren't forced to do anything. They can be patient. It's patience versus eagerness. John Wall was eager to play in the NBA right now. The Rockets have no reason to force any trade. And at the end of the day, and a guy that makes so much money, most teams only accept that much money if you give them some assets. And like I said before, the Rockets are rebuilding. They're not giving up any of their assets for John Wall to go to a different team. It's tough. Like, it's the patience of the Rockets that will stand still, and the eagerness of John Wall that wants to go ahead and play. And I think a lot of players and a lot of teams and a lot of fans and just the entire NBA media has been blowing up this entire situation and doesn't understand the situation to an extent. It's just the fact that the Rockets have been trying to rebuild. The Rockets are trying to rebuild, and John Wall is just not going to help that. Playing John Wall doesn't help the young guys in this season getting those minutes and showing what they can do on the court. People keep saying you'd win more games. Did y'all see Duke versus Gonzaga? It's okay. We can lose a few games. What should the Rockets do? I think that they should be more aggressive in finding that trade partner, and hopefully they can find somebody. Like I said before, I really want to see John Wall back on the court, because I think a lot of people have forgotten how good John Wall can be when he's in a really, really good situation. John Wall and James Harden, for that few stretch of games that they had together, he looked really, really well. And a lot of teams need a point guard who's aggressive to go get the ball and get the ball into the rim. And John Wall can do that for you. So y'all let me know in the comment section what you guys think about John Wall's situation. What should the Rockets do? Is it right what the Rockets are doing? Let me know in the comment section. But of course, this is my first OFFBEAT video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe. What else did they say? Turn that post notification bell so you don't miss a video. And until next time, stay on beat. I'm out.